Welcome to Facts TV News, where everything is true. 9 murders occurred on Sunday, the first lockdown day of the week, of a period of tighter restrictions imposed by the government to arrest the surge in COVID-19 deaths and infections. There was a quadruple murder in Clarendon, during which a 19-year-old was killed. This was followed by separate attacks, which included a murder in the Kingston 8 area, another fatality in Westmoreland, and yet another in St. Mary. The body of an elderly man, 74-year-old Oscar Jackson, a technician of Campbell Avenue in Port Antonio, Portland, was also found at his home on Sunday. Reports are that about 9:50 a.m., a relative went to visit Jackson when his decomposing body was seen inside the house. The police were summoned, and upon their arrival, Jackson was seen lying on his bed with a piece of stick under his head. The scene was processed, and the body was removed to the morgue pending post-mortem. Also on Sunday, 44-year-old Arvid Matthews, fisherman of Longwood District, Clarendon, was murdered by armed men. Reports from the police are that about 8:40 p.m., Matthews was in Shearers Heights in the parish, standing on the roadway with friends, when they were approached by 2 armed men who opened fire, hitting Matthews several times. The police were summoned, and on their arrival, Matthews was seen with multiple wounds. He was taken to hospital where he was pronounced dead. Rampaging gunmen killed at least 27 people over 72 hours on the weekend. The Free Movement Days fared no better. 7 of the murders occurred on Saturday, while 11 happened on Friday, a particularly bloody 24-hour period that included 4 murders in the major shopping district of downtown Kingston. Couple arrested in alleged payroll scam at Heart. The major organized crime and anti-corruption agency MOCA is reporting that it has arrested and charged 3 people, including a wife and husband, for alleged fraud related to activities at the Human Employment and Resource Training National Service Training Agency, Heart Trust NTA. According to MOCA, Michael Anthony Tyrrell and his wife, Anna K. Tamika Tyrrell, were arrested at their home in St. Andrew in the early morning hours on Tuesday, September 7. The third person, Tasha Buchanan, was arrested later that day. The trio, along with others, have been accused of defrauding Hart of over $8 million, MOCA alleged in a news release yesterday. The MOCA release reported its public affairs officer, Detective Inspector Antoinette Morrison, as saying that a total of 33 irregular payments were unearthed during an audit exercise at the payroll department at Hart for the 2018 period. These payments, which amounted to the total of $8.1 million, were processed from fake part-time employees, Morrison noted. We are continuing our investigation to identify, arrest, and charge others who were involved in the scheme, said Morrison. But in the meantime, the Tyrrells have both been charged with larceny as a servant, conspiracy to fraud, and money laundering, while Buchanan was charged with receiving stolen property and conspiracy to defraud. All 3 have been scheduled to appear in the St. Andrew Parish Court on September 24, 2021. Westmoreland sees huge jump in cases affected by COVID-19. Over the last 2 months, there has been a 9-fold increase in the number of children in the parish who have contracted COVID-19, sparking concern among health officials. We have 652 active cases, and 95 of them are children under the age of 19, the parish medical officer for health, Dr. Marcia Graham, reported Thursday monthly meeting of the Westmoreland Municipality Corporation. At July's meeting, when there were 10 children with COVID-19, she had already raised an alarm. Now the numbers are more than 9 times as high. The children, she said, were being infected by both family members and playmates within the community. She urged parents to have their children aged 12 and over vaccinated against the novel coronavirus. She also made a general appeal to residents to follow the protocols and interact with everyone they encounter as if they have the disease. Over 60 persons died in August. Wake up and take responsibility, she urged. As of September 9, Jamaica recorded 74,007 active cases of COVID-19. Westmoreland had 4,518, with 154 confirmed deaths. Pregnant mother allegedly dies from lack of oxygen.
You know, I go dead. I'm say, Shani, what make you believe say you go dead? And again, he say, Phil, me not have no oxygen. Night before he die, he call me, like, around 15 after 8 in the evening. But I talked to him 3 days, around 15 after 8 in the evening, he called me and he said, Phil, ask me usually, because he called me all the while, me and him keep on talking. Anything you want, he call me. I say, Phil, you know, I go dead. I say, Shani, what make you believe say you go dead? And again, he say, Phil, me not have no oxygen, like, me they go short on oxygen. And I say, Shani, hold on a little bit, man. Hold on, you're not going to dead before you get oxygen. Because me have an idea, because he tell me say oxygen to look fine at the day, like in the evening. I'm say, hold on a little bit, and he say, Phil, all you try, me try, hold on, you're not going to make it. So I say, oh, you know, say you go dead. He said to me, say, he start, change temperature, and he start get black and blue. Understand, like him body, they run out of oxygen himself. Yes. So me not even really say it to, because me and him auntie in the bed, me not really say it to him, because me don't want them feel no way, you understand?
Yes.
Yeah, and Didi and me say, Shanice, hold on, because possibly you will get oxygen anytime now. Because me have an idea, say oxygen would have reach to him anyway, you understand?
Yes.
But like that, they and me did them say, hold on and save your oxygen, just save your breath a little bit and no use up your oxygen. Me call her back like in next 10 minutes time or 20 minutes time anyway. Well, to be truthful, when I call him, like in next 20 minutes time, his phone don't go ring out. So, you just have an idea there. In gone. Me not tell you no lie. You just have an idea saying gone, but you may feel it they go because he tell me saying no oxygen and in the like in the stifle like and in body they get black and blue because I'm brown. And the next thing you know say you won't be pregnant anyway. You understand? Let me tell you how I feel hurt. Because you see the next thing, the Friday they tell me say the baby strong and everything and I'm gonna take your baby. And then there's a must carry the necessary things to the baby. So me left work, come at the house, pick up your baby clothes them and everything. With the handbag and everything, pack your car, go down back. They give them and then only to know that the baby guy see me. You understand? Tell the truth, I don't know if in life right now I'm gonna find anyone else like she because she was everything to me. And the things about it, she was bringing my first child. Right? She used to, right now, to talk about it, it just like keeping me upset and everything because even the oxygen shot, where it shot up by the hospital and stuff, I don't think that should be happening because she is a sick person. Right? She never a sick person. So when she go to the hospital, everything they talk about corona. She never have any corona. She was not a sick person. Even the Sunday night when she called me, and he called me last time. He called me saying can't take this anymore. We need to come take him, bring him, go somewhere else. To me, he just couldn't take it no more. He just couldn't manage it anymore. The last word she said to me when she called, she said, if we can take her, we need to come take her from here and bring her somewhere else because then take care of him this one, so when I can go, he can't live out this bother this anymore. That was in the night about 9 o'clock. Me asked her if she get oxygen and he said just a little bit. So I said to her, say, if we get a little bit, maybe she'll be okay. So we will come and take her in the morning and take her.
Passing through the valley of the shadow of death, emotional and painful, that was how 21-year-old Sharifa Cousins described her experience while receiving medical treatment for a broken toe at the University Hospital of the West Indies last Wednesday night. Cousins, who is a third-year public policy and management student at the University of the West Indies, Mona, said earlier that day she was rushing to complete chores in her bedroom at home when she hit her toe on the base of the bed. I was cleaning, and I wanted to get everything done in time to work out, so I was literally moving back and forth. At one point, I had some clothes on my bed, and when I turned back to pick them up, I heard a crackling sound and my toe started to hurt. But I still didn't stop to check because I was in a hurry, she said. Cousin said she was too busy to realize how badly her toe was injured. When I walked off, I almost fell because I lost my balance, and then I looked down to see that my toe was pointing in another direction. I called my sister and told her that I had a broke toe, and then I called my parents, who came back to take me to the hospital, she said. Cousin said she got to UHWI about 7:30 p.m. She was registered and accommodated at the casualty section of the emergency medicine division, where a doctor confirmed that her toe was broken. Of course, Cousins could not escape the reality of being in contact with COVID-19 patients. Detailing her experience, she said there were a number of COVID-19 patients at the entrance of the casualty section. They were either lying down on a bench or leaning against the wall. It was so scary. They looked lifeless. I even saw this woman who looked so frail and she was crying. I started to cry too. I started to pray for them and I said, God, just protect them, because some of these people were probably practicing safety protocols and got infected by somebody who had it and they didn't know, Cousin stated, noting that there were more than 20 COVID-19 patients there. Her ordeal got worse. She said while being treated by a doctor for her broken toe, which included doing an x-ray and getting an injection, she heard her doctor and another discussing the deaths of 3 COVID-19 patients. When we went inside to see the doctor, another on the outside said, "Somebody just dead." I said, "Mommy, you hear that?" And she said, "Yes, just pray for them," Cousins related. Then I heard that 2 other COVID-19 patients died shortly after. It was so exhausting, so sad. I couldn't stop praying. It was as if I didn't even care about my toe anymore. I was just looking at them. Thank God for those oxygen tanks, because so many of them were on oxygen out there, she added. She reported that after receiving treatment, she had to pass the COVID-19 patients when leaving the health facility in a wheelchair at 11:35 p.m. There was just a crowd of COVID-19 patients, and you really can't blame them because there was just no space at the hospital. I told my mom it felt like I was passing through the valley of the shadow of death. Throughout the whole night to the next day, I was just praying and praying. I couldn't stop thinking about them, she said, noting that the short time spent at the hospital had caused her to have a different outlook on life, Cousin said. Even though the novel coronavirus is here, I always wanted to go out and enjoy myself, but still practice safety measures. But with this experience, I was thinking that I should really keep calm and stay inside for a little while, especially with the new variant out. Should just be extra careful. It was an eye-opener for me. The young woman who reported that she received her first dose of the Pfizer COVID-19 vaccine on August 24 and will be getting the second dose soon is advising others to protect themselves against the deadly virus. Anybody who said COVID-19 is not real, I would suggest that they go to UHWI gate and look at the entrance of the casualty section. Look at the number of COVID-19 cases in the country. The virus is literally in front of our faces. How can we say it is not real? It is real, it is dangerous, and it is here, she said. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, and click the notification bell for daily updates.